lesson for today is all about virtue ethics. I am here to share to you all specifically about the Telos, Arete, and Eudaimonia. Okay, so without further ado, we have here Telos. So guys, are you familiar with the word Telos? But before that, go ask yourself, do you believe that everything has a purpose? Do I believe that everything has a purpose? Because Aristotle, the ancient Greek father of Western philosophy, thought so, and he called that purpose telos. The word can mean purpose, intent, goal, end, but as usual, Aristotle used it in a more specific and subtle sense, no? Telos is the inherent purpose of each thing, the ultimate reason for each thing being the way it is, no? Whether created that way by human beings or nature. So guys, I have here the types of telos, no? The telos of human artifact, the telos of living things, the telos of action. So let's start with the telos of human artifact. It is the purpose of human created artifacts. For example, look at me guys. What did you see? What I am holding? Yes, it is a mug, no? Now, what do you think is the purpose of this mug? Yes, no? Most of us will say that it is the kind of container from which to drink hot beverages. No? Ang mauna siya daw ang purpose sang mug, diba? Para mag-inom ta sang Milo, sang gatas, no? Para sa ton pag-inom dili kayog hot, maong magamit ta sang mug. So amo na iyang purpose. Now, for example, chair. What is the ultimate purpose of a chair? Yes, for sitting. Gibuhat na siya sa taho para lingkuranan. Ginakasab-an mo ganita sang atong mga teacher if makita nila ta gasit sa table, di ba? Kay dapat mag-sit kita, maglingkod kita kay sa chair because ang chair, ang iyang ultimate purpose is for sitting. Okay, now, the telos of living things now. It is the purpose of natural features of living things. For example, the five senses of human, no? As we all know, class, di ba? Nang naatay senses of human body. We have the eyes, the ears, the mouth, the hand, and the nose. No, and these five senses na as like different purposes. Our eyes is for sight, seeing. Our ears is for hearing. Our mouth is for tasting. Our hand is for touching, no? And our nose is for smelling. Naa sila kinaiya nga purpose. As well as these three, specifically a mango tree. If maghunol ta sang seed, no? Mag-grow siya at siyang diligan. And until nga ma-reach niya ang iya nga ultimate purpose, which is to bear a fruit. And lastly, the telos of action. Now, telos is a central concept in the philosophy of human action. So, sa madaling sabi, lahat ng action natin, ano ba ang purpose kung bakit ginagawa natin ang mga iyon? Again, what is your purpose? Why did you do that certain action? But later on, we will understand na may pinakadulo itong mga ginagawa natin. So, the inherent purpose, more likely to be essence, no? Kaya mo ginagawa yun kasi doon ka nagiging masaya. Doon ka nagiging mas komportable, no? Now, for example, I have here highlighters. No? What is the purpose of these highlighters? What is the purpose of these highlighters? The purpose of these highlighters is to highlight important text, no? Or it can be used as guide, no? So that is the purpose of these highlighters. No. Now, kung ang highlighters ay may purpose, how much more you as a person? What about you? What about us? No? Okay, so now let's proceed to arete. Arete? It is an ancient Greek word meaning excellence or virtue. So, being an excellent individual works on doing well in her day-to-day existence. Now, the question is, what makes a human being excellent? What makes you being excellent? Well, according to Aristotle, an excellence is an activity of the human soul, and therefore one needs to understand the very structure of a person's soul, which must be directed by her rational activity in an excellent way. For Aristotle, human soul is divided into two parts, the rational element and the rational faculty, the irrational element. Now, under this irrational element, we have here the vegetative aspects and appetitive aspects. So, vegetative aspect is a function as giving nutrition and providing the activity of physical growth of a person. So, meaning, vegetative side concerns with the basic needs that keep us alive is effectively now on survival instinct. For example, kung gutom mo ta, diba? Ma-urge kita yung magbuhat ng isa ka action if ginagutom ta. This appetitive aspect works as a desiring faculty of man. The act of desiring in itself as an impulse that naturally runs counter the reason and most of the time refuses to go along with reason. Kanang dili mo good kanang matempt jud ta na buhaton ang isa ka bagay. So there's the appetitive aspects. Now, for example, sexual impulse, is so strong to the person that one tends to ignore reasonable demands to control such impulse. However, unlike this vegetative aspect, the desiring faculty of man can be subjective to reason. So, in contrast, we have here the rational faculty of man. This exercises excellence in him. We have the moral and intellectual. For moral, it concerns the act of doing, while the intellectual concerns the act of knowing. We simply put for moral and intellectual. It weighs by knowledge and help us arrive at decision. It holds the knowledge that are factual and not for the debate of priority. Third, these two aspects are basically the function of reason is exercise. Now, we have one rational aspect where a person can attain excellence is in the intellectual faculty. In the intellectual faculty of the soul. As stated by Aristotle, this excellence is attained through teaching and time. Because one learns from the vast experience in life when she gains knowledge. Diba? Maka-learn majud ka if magtuon ka, diba no? If mag-wonder imong mind, if maka-gain ka sang knowledge, So, other learns and gain wisdom by being taught or by learning. Ma-excel jud ka sa isa ka butang if naakay nag-gain nga learning. That's why it is very important ang teaching. Okay, so although the condition of being excellent can be attained by the person through its intellectual aspect of the soul, this situation does not make her or him into a morally good individual. However, Aristotle suggests, although the rational functions of a person, moral and intellectual, are distinct from each other, it is very necessary for us, for the human, to attain the intellectual virtue of practical wisdom in order to accomplish morally virtuous act. So, in the moral virtues, for Aristotle, It is someone who habitually determines the good deeds and does the right action. No? It is actually through a habit and it is getting to doing the proper act. Mao na siya, ma-excel jud ka. So when we talk about virtue, no, it's basic English. Ito yung mga nakasanayan na natin. Yung una, habit pa lang natin gawin. Halimbawa, ng araw-araw tayong naglilinis ng bahay, no? Ayaw nating madumi ang bahay. Pero sa pang-araw-araw na paglilinis ay nasasanay tayo na maglinis hantod sa atoa nga katigulangan. Like, asa mag-old tabi to, kay magsige na ito panglimpyo, no? So, part na siya sang virtue. Sa anong virtue? Sa cleanliness. Mo na siya. Okay, so, we have here Eudaimonia. Eudaimonia is happiness and flourishing. Okay, now, Eudaimonia, it reserved only for the rational being. So, flourishing. It is the same as the plant. Na, diba ang plant kapag atin itong dinidiligan, inaalagaan, ay lumalago, diba? O, sila, ganyan ang mga halaman. Well, same as the human person, no? Kapag marunong tayong makisama, marunong tayong makinig, marunong tayong makipag-usap, at talagang pinapakita natin ang kahalagahan at importansya niya bilang tao ay mag-grow siya as a person. May mga taong down, di ba, no? Kung kaya't ay ang mga kapwa-tao rin ay magre-respeto. So, dapat erespetohin pod sang mga tao ang kanang mga down bitaw, no? Dapat kita tanan magtinabangay kita. Dito mang down. So, Eudaimonia. Eudaimonia is simple rin siya, guys. Nga nila kasimple. Nga, no? Eudaimonia is a person-focused rather than action-based, no? Because the person has this virtue or moral character. Ito yung sinasabi natin na tinitrain natin palagi ang ating sarili, like to be a virtuous person, to do what is right, to be a righteous person, to avoid evil. No? Because the person is the carrier of the action. It talks where siya ang nagpapakita ng mga galaw o kilos at also siya rin ang nagbibear ng consequences of his or her action. Though not all consequences are in a negative form, no? Na may consequences nga good, no? It is not negating. But there is good consequences naman. So, consequences of an action, sabihin pa natin na kahit masama ang ginawa mo, nakikita pa rin ng mga tao na there is a good in every situation. So, as the carrier of the action and also the recipient of the consequences of the action, no, we would come to understand that the person is the main focus of the action. No? Hindi siya doon sa action Hindi siya action-based, no? Kasi kung titigan natin, ano nga ba yung background ng isang tao? Kaya siya ganito, kaya siya ganyan. Kaya siya ganyan makisama, kaya siya ganyan makiusap. Bakit ganito siya? 'Di ba? No? So, these are the things we need to consider. Kaya nga person focus siya kasi baka naman may kinalakihan itong tao. Ano kaya ang kinalakihan itong tao, 'di ba? So, okay, we have here. If naka-remember pa mo, mga classmate, no? Telos is the ultimate purpose, no? Intent or goal, function and or essence, while eudaimonia is the happiness, no? The state of well-being. Now, what is their connection? No? Telos is a time equated to eudaimonia since it is the end of man's action. Happiness. Now, bakit natin masasabi at time equated. Now, the mere connection of these telos and eudaimonia is dapat yung action natin, yun yung sinasabi ko kanina, no, na hindi lang basta tayo sumusunod kung ano yung tama, kundi dapat maging karakter na natin ang paggawa ng tama, at yung karakter ng paggawa ng tama ay dapat doon tayo masaya. Gaya nga ng sinabi ko kanina, no, may pinakadulo ang ginagawa natin. For example, gakalisod kayo karon sa signal sa online class, no. Now, unsay imong ginapinsar? Nganong magsaka pa man ka sa bukid para mangita og signal? Nganong magkalisod pa ka, no? Because imong purpose is para maka-cope up ka sa inyong nga klase. Now, if maka-cope up ka sa inyong klase, may ara ka ng source sa inyong nga classroom. Pwede ka magtaas imong nga grades, no? Kana kay participation, no? Na akay ma-learn. Tapos, if na akay ma-learn, makapasar ka. If makapasar ka, ma-proceed ka into the next level. Hantod na process na siya nga, hasta nga makatapos ka sa imong pag-eskwela. And then, hantod na matuman nimo imong nga dream. Now, if matuman nimo imuhang dream, what will, unsay imong ma-feel? Diba? Happiness. Now, that is what I'm talking about now. The telos is the time equated to eudaimonia, since it is the end of man's action, called happiness.